everybody, it's Marianne. So today I am going to do a makeup tutorial about how I do my general everyday makeup. This is kind of going to be a before video, I guess, because I plan on doing a major makeup haul later this week or this weekend and getting a lot of, more pristine, brands, better quality products than the drugstore products that I use. So anyway, right now I just have, all drugstore products, and I'm going to just kind of show you my daily routine, and yeah. So first off, as you can see, I have no makeup on, and I have really oily skin, and I have a lot of blackheads and blemishes, and especially right now, because it's, breakout time, but I've always had really bad skin. I use, a prescription, like, acne cream in the mornings before I usually get ready. It's actually really late at night. I just can't sleep, so I'm doing it. This video. Anyway, so I usually use that cream before I put my makeup on, and it helps dry my skin out and everything. But I use at night, so it's kind of what I use, is the Fresh Foaming Cleanser from Neutrogena. It's a makeup remover and cleanser all in one for refreshingly clean skin. And it looks like this. I'm on my iPad again, so excuse the fact that everything is backwards and the video is weirdly shaped, so just ignore that. But I use this for at night when I'm taking my makeup off. I just heat my face with a warm washcloth, and then I, make sure my face is damp, and then I rub this on my face, and let it sit for a minute, and then I rinse it off with a warm washcloth, and then I put a cold washcloth back on my face to close my pores. And so yeah, it works pretty well. My skin, minus the blemishes, feels pretty smooth and clean, and it takes all the makeup off. So, yeah. Yay! I've used the, like the wipes, the makeup remover wipes, and they just don't seem to get everything off, so I definitely like the cleaner. So yeah. Anyway, I don't have a primer right now, and I don't use liquid foundation, really, because I can't seem to find one that doesn't make my skin more oily and doesn't break me out at the same time, or one or the other. So, I just stick to the foundation, powder, and what I use for my powder is my compact. I use the Maybelline New York Fit Me, and I actually need a shade darker than what I have right now. I'm using 220. Sometimes I use 310, depending on what color my skin decides to be that day. I've got like a tan, olive-y kind of complexion, but I don't know, my skin just does what it wants to, whenever it wants to. And right now I'm really red and splotchy, as you can see, so I really need like a primer or a BB cream or something. So if you have one that you think would be good for my skin type, totally let me know. I would be so appreciative. Anyway, so first off, I just take it and put makeup, on the little pad that comes in there. And I put a lot on. As you can see, you can definitely tell this is lighter than my skin. So anyway, I just kind of rub it in. Rub it, rub it, rub it. I don't know. And I'm also doing my makeup in the iPad viewer, so if I come up looking junkety, you can blame it on that. I always get down a little bit because my mom always was like, you have orange lines, even when I didn't, so now I'm paranoid. So next what I do is I'll typically take like the end of my tweezers or something, but they're not in here, so I can't. But I like to do a little bit of a loose powder after I do the, just the powder on the pad. So what I do is I kind of scratch my foundation and get it to where there's a little bit of loose powder. Okay, so I just use the end of my eyeshadow brush. Yeah. Anyway, and so I take my big, nice powder brush, face brush, and I just swirl it, and I close my eyes and puff my cheeks out. I look retarded, so just bear with me. And I just go up and down on my face, and I do down my neck a little bit, and on my chin, and just use whatever little bit of loose powder I had there. And it just kind of helps to fill in any little cracks or crevices. And yeah, so that's my foundation. I don't typically use bronzer, especially in like the winter or summer ever. Actually, I've really never used bronzer. If I do, I don't know why. But what I do is, because I don't really have a bronzer, I use the actually same compact as my regular foundation powder, except I use a darker color. I use the 350, and it's just a really dark bronzy color. I don't know, this doesn't really show it for what it is. It's a lot tanner. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. So what I typically do is just take my blush brush. I usually have a bronzer brush, but I left it at home. I'm actually at work right now, but everybody's asleep, so yeah. So what I do is I just take it and I do a little bit of contrasting right there, right under my cheekbone. I actually don't really know where you're supposed to put bronzer, but from what I've seen and what I've always done, I just kind of put it right under my cheekbone in just kind of an up and down motion. So yeah, and I just use that. And then my blush that I'm using right now, it's not my favorite, but it's just a good everyday blush. I'm looking for one that I really, really like. So if you have suggestions for that, let me know. I use the Fit Me, just like my foundation. It's in medium pink. It looks like this. Anyway, and I like this. It doesn't have a lot of fallout unless I like scratch it, and neither does the foundation, so I really like that about these. Anyway, so I do my fish lips, or my meth face, and I just, and then I just kind of blend in with my fingers. I don't know if you can really see it. And I just blend in with my fingers. Anyway, so yeah, there's my blush. And that concludes my face. So next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my eyebrows. And I have really janky eyebrows. I have really thick man brows. And okay, this is really embarrassing, but I've always hated how thick they are. And when I was in like middle school, I was in like 5th grade, I took like a razor like that you shave your legs with, and I was trying to thin out right here. Well, ended up taking out like a chunk of this eyebrow. So it arches more and it's like thinner. It has been ever since, and this one's like thicker and bushier and manlier. And they can never seem to get them even when I get them waxed, so it's really annoying. So as you can see, I kind of have uneven eyebrows. But I've started trying to fill them in a little bit. So I just use this Wet n Wild brow pencil, and it's in taupe. It's nothing exciting. It's actually kind of a crappy pencil, but to start out with, I was like, I'll try it, see if I like it. You never know. So yeah, I just kind of, you know, color them in a little bit, and then I take my brush. I actually don't really know how you're supposed to use an eyebrow brush, a brow combing brush, but I use that. I have the e.l.f. brush, just a little $1 e.l.f. brush. I really like the e.l.f. brushes so far. I like my bronzing brush, and this brush is in it, and I think I'm going to get, when I do my makeup haul, I think I'm going to get like a kabuki brush, and I plan on getting like a flat brush to do like liquid foundation when I find one. So, yeah. Anyway, so now I have my eyebrows perfect, I am going to go on to my eyeshadow. And first off, before I do anything, I always curl my eyelashes. I'm not really sure what kind of eyelash curler this is. I feel like I used to know like it had a little thing on it, but it has long since disappeared. Anyway, so just an eyelash curler, you know, whatever. And obviously, you know, curl. I like really long eyelashes. So, yeah. Ow. So anyway, so yeah, just curl them a little bit. And so what I'm going to do now is I have this Skin Vitamins Cream eyeshadow, and I really like it. It's like a really pretty kind of like goldy, bronzy shimmer, but it's not like overpowering. It's kind of neutral. I don't know. That sounds like it's such a contradiction, but it looks really nice. And I just take it and I put it over my eyelid, as you can see. Okay, so my eyelid, it looks really, really nice, doesn't it? See? It's just like this nice gold shimmer. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna do it to this one. And I'm sure I could get a brush to do this, but I don't really want to mix my liquid and my powder eyeshadow. So anyway, so it looks like that, and it looks really good by itself if you just want to leave it by itself. So it's just like, oh. Anyway, so while I let that dry for a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips, and I'm gonna use just the Rimmel London Exaggerated Full Color Lip Liner in East End Snob. Anyway, I'm sure you saw that, and you've seen it in other videos if you've actually watched my other videos. Anyway, so it's just this nice, pretty kind of nude pink color, and I know it's fall, and I usually use more berry, like burgundies and plums and stuff like that. But just everyday wear, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. And I know it's a liner, but until I find a matte lipstick that I like, I had just been kind of using liners as lipsticks, and I just line my lips with it first. And I think I line my lips a little differently than people do. I really don't care. I have like the strangest shaped mouth. I have like my lips are just like flat or something. I don't know. So anyway, and then I just color it in. You can make fun of my funny faces, because believe me, I'm laughing at myself as I do this. Anyway, so voila, lips in just a really nice paley pink. Mwah. Anyway, okay, so enough to that. Okay, my eyeshadow's dry now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Revlon Color Stay 12-Hour Eyeshadow in Starlight. You can see it's number 360 Starlight, and it just looks like this. It's just got some really nice colors in it. I really like this palette. I actually stole it from my mom. But it's a really nice palette. It has some really nice, you know, colors in it and everything. And so I'm going to take, because I have the gold, I'm actually going to, it's my shader. Hold on. Anyway, I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to use a little bit of the pinky color, because it matches my sweater. And I'm just going to put it kind of right at the top, because I have really small eye area, but from, you know, my lash line to my brow bone, I'd have like a super duper small area. So I find that light colors really make it look a lot bigger, make my eyes pop a lot more. So I tend to use those more often than not. And see, it makes my eyes look a lot bigger and more expressive. Okay, anyway. So next off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my eyeliner. I actually ran out of my regular eyeliner, so I'm using this for right now. It's the Maybelline New York Expert Wear in Ebony Black. Woohoo. So I always do my top lid first, and I just do, actually, okay. Just do a line, just a simple little line. I can never get my eyeliner even for some reason. It looks pretty even, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oops, hold on. Oops. Okay, so, and then I'll do my bottom. I just do a little line in my tear duct. Nothing too extravagant. I've always done my eyeliner like this. And I only really like the roll-up kind. I really don't like, like, the pencil or liquid eyeliner. So anyway, yeah, let's clean that off a little bit. Anyway, so there's my eyeliner. And yeah, this is really one more step. There's one more. I used the Mega Protein Mascara by Wet n Wild. I just started using this a couple days ago, and I'm like, I fell in love with it instantly. It works so well. I learned also the other day from watching another vlogger that you're not supposed to, like, your mascara, you're supposed to twist it and pull it out. So, anyway, it's got this really nice, fluffy, round brush on it. Anyway, so I just... Okay, and I just, you know, everybody knows how to put on mascara. If you don't, well, I'm sure you can find a better tutorial than this. Anyway, okay, and you can see it makes my lashes nice and long and fluffy and beautiful. And so this is kind of my everyday look. You know, very simple, very clean, very just the this is kind of, like I said, this is every day. If I'm wearing darker colors, I'll typically do like a brown, smoky kind of eyes, or, you know, a dark lip or something like that. And so yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it wasn't super exciting or anything, but please subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr. Anything else is down below. Everything's linked down below. I am excited to go do my shopping and film a haul video for you. Haul, not haul. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I hope you're all having an amazing week, and I will hopefully have you watch my next video. Bye!